It is TONMO's 25th anniversary. Welcome to the Octopodcast, episode 13. Today we're going to cover the origins of TONMO.com. So, fresh out of college in 1992, I graduated St. Bonaventure University with a BA in mass communication. And I quickly got a job that summer at Prodigy Services Company. I was a bulletin board manager, and it set off my 32-year career in online services product management. I would be remiss not to point out that this early experience included a year of live television where I appeared as Tony the Prodigy Guy on America's Talking, which was the world's first interactive television network. I appeared in their morning programming, including a show with Steve Ducey, where people could write in on the message boards, and I would talk with the hosts about the content of the day. We'd talk about the O.J. Simpson trial or, the Rolling Stones concert that was happening. I dressed up as a hippie for Woodstock and Elvis on the anniversary of Elvis's death.
There, but I could be wrong. Is that you, Tony?
Hey, Brother Steve, Sister Kay.
Tony, it looks like that minoxidil has really paid off.
That kind of thing. It didn't last long, as you might gather. Within a year, it folded. But right before it folded, I saw the writing on the wall. As young as I was, I recognized failure when I saw it, and it was part of it. And I wanted to go back to Prodigy. I did not want to be on television, and I wanted to continue my career in online services. And I'm not going to get into all that, but it was a 32-year career that I enjoyed working on all aspects of online services and shipping physical and digital products. But all the way back to the mid-90s. So as an online services product manager back in the dark ages of the internet, my username was TONMO. My name is Tony Morelli. And so my username, and I think a lot of people were doing that, just kind of like concatenating their name and making it their handle or I think we called it username back then, or ID probably, whatever. It was TONMO, and I secured a domain name. I think it was 1996 that I got TONMO.com. And I got it so that I could play around with HTML, experiment with website operations, because that was all relevant to the career I was working in. I was a product manager for personal web pages, and I was running online communities. So it was great to have my own domain, and I was working with HTML, doing HTML editing, uploading the file, seeing what it looks like online. That helped me relate to the engineers that I was working with in my actual career. But it was also just kind of fun. I enjoyed playing around with that stuff. And I wanted to see if I could get content to bubble up in search engine results. So there was that whole marketing aspect. And I did not want to, market myself. The website was about what I had for dinner last night, and just quips. And it was, Facebook didn't exist, but it was that kind of stuff where I'm just putting in, snarky observations or whatever. And I didn't want to market that kind of content at all. So I looked into how I could turn TONMO into an acronym, and eventually got to the place where it seemed obvious that I could make it the something news magazine online. So a news magazine online was resonating with me for whatever reason at the time. I thought that made sense. And I thought I might actually produce a physical magazine to go along with whatever topic I chose. So I needed to settle on what the O word would be. And I had brainstormed a few different things. And octopus was in the running, but I kind of honed in on ontology as a concept of, organizing information and information architecture. And so I started writing some stuff. And it wasn't really going anywhere. And I remember very clearly sitting at the computer and my wife, Tanya, standing next to me and we were talking about it, and she was like, well, you love deep sea creatures. Why don't you just do octopuses? I was like, yeah, okay, that I can market that and I can research that. I don't have to be an expert. I'm just going to talk about it. And maybe I'll collaborate with other people who are experts. That was the idea. And I reached out to Dr. James Wood, who was running the cephalopod page, and he had a lot of great information, articles. He was working on this Ceph base, which was an early database of cephalopod species, photographs, common name, description, all that kind of stuff. And it was searchable, and so that was really interesting, especially for the late '90s, still early internet days. I sent him an email and said, "Hey, I'm thinking about starting a website about cephalopods," and he was like, "Good luck, kid." He was not encouraging at all originally, and I do believe I have the emails in the vault, if you will. I should dig those up. I basically just wanted to work with him, exchanging links, and I wanted to write some content for him. I basically said, "Hey, I'm writing a news magazine. I'll give you articles about octopuses or squid or cephalopods or whatever. And you link back to my site and help me get some traffic." And he eventually, he said, "Okay, let's do it." And it did really help the website in terms of the initial traffic that I got, and that coupled with search engine optimization. So by the time 2002, 2005 came around, like the early days of Google, just the word octopus, I was the number one result for years, which defined what the website became all about. It attracted scientists. It attracted hobbyists who keep cephalopods in home aquariums. And I had never thought that would be the case. I never expected, when I started the website in 2000, I thought it was going to be just about, lay persons talking about how cool they are as species and just marveling about them as ocean creatures and talking about, their traits and what we know about them. It's kind of like exploration of the science itself. Not really understanding or appreciating that. Now, scientists actually really want to have hands-on experience. They want to see them in situ, and it's really hard to observe deep sea animals and creatures, or creatures of the ocean, I should say, because deep sea creatures typically aren't kept in home aquariums. But other species, like the bimac octopus, is very friendly to home care, actually, but it's still tricky. No matter what, there's no such thing as an easy to keep octopus. I've never owned one. I have no aspiration to own one. I might someday, maybe that'll be something I'll be interested in doing, but I know how hard it is, and I know it's a tremendous responsibility. They don't live very long. And so one of the things that I'm most proud of here on our 25th anniversary is that TONMO has become a platform and has been a platform for ages for people who keep cephalopods in home aquariums. And it gives them kind of like an opportunity to share their learnings and their experiences and just talk about what they see in their own octopuses that they live with, personalities, and get support and give support to other keepers. But importantly, beyond all that, TONMO created a bridge of communication, not just between those folks, but across to actual scientists studying these creatures, doing research. And so TONMO actually has been the foundation for a number of collaborations, both between scientists and between scientists and hobbyists and scientists and laypersons. And it's the foundation for our mission statement. So the fact that TONMO has become a focal point for people interested in cephalopods in whatever number of ways, it necessitated the creation of a mission statement, which reads as follows. Celebrate and demystify cephalopods by providing access to news, articles, and information, and encouraging open, inclusive community discussion,
with focus on cephalopod health and well-being.
So I got together with the TONMO moderation staff, and we collaborated on defining TONMO's forum guidelines. I basically wrote the guidelines for how to behave on the forums, but there was also an ethical statement in terms of cephalopod care and the fact that in our discourse, we prioritize the well-being of cephalopods. And I do want to say here and now that I am going to be revising that statement, and I do hope to get some collaboration on this, but I need to offer up a first draft. But we are on the precipice of a world where AI is going to obfuscate reality. It's already happening. This video is not AI, but soon enough you won't be able to tell, which is messed up. So to the degree that TONMO exists for another 25 years, and I hope it does, we're going to need to confront AI as a first step. Who knows what goes beyond it, all the robots and whatnot. So it is time to refresh the statement and take AI into account. And we're going to come at it from multiple angles. But I need to draft it, and then I will I'll see if I could get interest from our existing staff to help me round it out. And if you're interested, comment below or reach out to me on TONMO. Send me a direct message. By the way, now's a good time to say, if you are not subscribed to the channel, this YouTube channel, go ahead and subscribe and like and hit the notification bell. Try to put out a video every so often. Not really on a timeline, but this one is time sensitive because it is our 25th anniversary. So if you have any questions, just comment below or come join the community. Happy to meet new Ceph heads all the time. That's our first 25 years, 25 more to come. Please be part of it. Appreciate everybody's engagement. It's fun to talk about them. They remain as mysterious as ever. Learned a lot in 25 years for sure. That's another video. I will be doing a video series too on cephalopod news. That's to come. We'll be doing like news headlines. Subscribe, like. Thanks for watching. See you next time.
Tony, love to love your baby. That's
Tony,
excellent.
hide that. Tony, hide that.
What?
Don't like, you're not supposed to have that there.
This burrito?
I don't think anyone could see that earlier.